Hi everyone, thank you for joining the Durable Task Scheduler private preview. I'd like to take a few minutes to walk you through the getting started experience by showing you our HelloCities Quickstart and demonstrating how durable function applications can leverage the Durable Task Scheduler and its capabilities. The Durable Task Scheduler is a newly introduced storage provider for durable function applications. But unlike existing storage provider options, it's fully managed by Azure, and it offers several enhancements that we'll cover throughout this video. All the source code for this scenario can be found in the Quickstart directory within the private preview repo. So I do encourage you to try it out when you have some time. So let's start by looking at this diagram on my screen that outlines the Quickstart application. Here you can see a durable function application that showcases a simple orchestration that's triggered by an incoming HTTP request. This orchestration calls three activities called say hello, taking in a different city as an input parameter every time. The output should return hello, the name of that city. So hello Tokyo, hello Seattle, hello London. The durable task scheduler that's connected to this function app is responsible for scheduling this orchestration and these activities. It's also responsible for storing and maintaining the orchestration state, handling failures and retries, and load balancing orchestration execution at scale. Additionally, with the durable task scheduler, you'll gain valuable insights into the status and progress of your orchestrations and their activities through a debugging and management UI dashboard. We'll take a look at this in more detail in just a bit. So this is the scenario. Let's dive in. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to clone the private preview repo on your development machine. Once you have the repo, you're going to cd into it. You're going to go to the Quickstart's HelloCities repo. And here's where you find the source code for the application itself, as well as all the bicep. So we've made it extremely easy for you to deploy this application to Azure by leveraging the Azure Developer CLI. All the bicep templates for provisioning the application are included. All you need is an active subscription, the Azure Developer CLI, and enrollment in the private preview for the Durable Task Scheduler. Once you have all those set, just run a single CLI command, which is azd up, enter a few parameters, in this case, the environment name, which will end up being the name of my resource, and a bunch of other resource names, my subscription, and the location in which I'm deploying these resources to. And I'll select West US 2. Cool. So this is going to take a little bit of time to provision all of the resources in my subscription as well as deploy the application to those resources. So let's check back in just a moment. Okay, my application finished deploying. I can see all the output here in my shell, but I can confirm that it was successful by navigating to the Azure portal. Um, I'm within my resource group that was created as part of my deployment. I can look at the deployments and I can see that everything was successful. So all the resources that I expected to be created were created successfully. Um, I can see that I have my identity that was created that we use for authentication. I have my function app, and I even have my durable task scheduler backend resource. And so what I want to do first is jump into the function app and look at the configuration of environment variables. As part of my deployment, these environment variables were set, but what I want to show you is how easy and simple it is. It's just a configuration to have your durable function app connect to the durable task scheduler backend. There's just two environment variables that you need. The first is the connection string, which provides the endpoint of your durable task scheduler backend. And I also have my means of authentication, which is my managed identity with the client ID. So that's the connection string. That's one environment variable that is needed to be configured. The other is your task hub name. So a task hub is a sub resource that gets created within a durable task scheduler namespace, and they're logical separators for orchestrations that are scheduled within a namespace. So you can have multiple apps connected to a durable task scheduler namespace, and they all can be scheduling orchestrations within different task hubs, and that gives you a nice clean separation, which we can take a look at in just a second in the dashboard. And so what we'll do now is we will trigger this application, and the best way to do that is to copy the function app name. So in this case, I have it as part of this output of my deployment. And I am going to use the func Azure function app list functions command with the name of my function app. And this should output the invoke URL, the way for me to trigger my application through an HTTP request. So if I copy this here and I navigate back to the portal and issue a GET request just via my browser, I can see that I've scheduled an orchestration. It's a relatively simple orchestration, so it should already be completed. But now I want to confirm that. Let's confirm that this is completed and successful and see what other insights that I can learn from my orchestration execution. And I can use the durable task scheduler dashboard for doing that. And so the best way to learn how to navigate to your dashboard is to use the Azure Durable Task CLI extension. And so here I have a command, az durable task namespace list the resource group name. So this will list all the durable task namespace resources that have been created. We've only created one as part of this deployment, so this should just return one resource, and it does. And so here are all the properties on a durable task scheduler backend resource. And the one that we are wanting to pay attention to is this dashboard URL. So we're going to copy that and we're going to paste that into our browser. And we want to navigate directly to a task hub. So we know that our application scheduled a orchestration within a particular task hub that was also created by my deployment. And the best way to find the name of the task hub is, again, to use the durable task CLI extension. So in this case, I'm going to say AC durable task hub list. Same idea. I'm going to do the resource group and then the namespace name. So this will list all the task hubs within a durable task namespace. And again, as part of my deployment, I had only created one task hub, so this should only return one. Awesome. So here's my task hub and all the properties that are on a task hub. I can copy the name and then I can paste that into my browser. So I have the dashboard URL navigating directly to a task hub. And so here I am. You do see some other orchestrations that have been previously scheduled by me. I did run those just to confirm that everything was working end to end, but this last one here is the one that we just scheduled. And so this dashboard allows you to navigate through all the different task hubs within your durable task scheduler namespace. And within each of the task hub views, you can see the orchestration execution history. So all the orchestrations that have been scheduled. And I even have fine-grained control for navigating through all the orchestrations, right? This could be in the hundreds of thousands to millions. And so I have these filters that allow me to easily navigate all those orchestrations and look at one that might be in question, to easily find the one that might be in question. I can do that by timestamps, I can do that by a version, I can do that by name, so on and so forth. I'm also able to see the inputs and outputs of the orchestration itself. This one doesn't happen to take any inputs, but if it did, I could see the inputs to the orchestration, and then I can see the outputs. And so here are those city names that we were passing in as parameters to our activities, and these are what were returned by our orchestration execution. I can see the overall status of our orchestration. These happen to all be completed and successful. If they were failed, I would see those here as well, and even the ones that are running. I can then click into an individual instance of my orchestration and see the execution history of the activities, right? So here you can see the activity names, the event types, and the timestamps for each of these activities. So, why is this information helpful? Well, it makes it extremely easy to understand the life cycle of my orchestration and identify if there was any unexpected behavior that might have occurred. If I happen to see an activity unintentionally being invoked many times, I know that there was a failure and the durable task scheduler was kicking in retries. Uh, if we go to the top here, you can notice that I have some controls for management operations on my orchestration. I'm able to pause and resume in-flight orchestrations. I can terminate them. I can raise an event, such as an orchestration that may need a human interaction to proceed. And so these controls make it extremely easy for me to interact with an orchestration through a simple UI instead of having to find other mechanisms or write code to interact with an orchestration. And lastly, I have in the dashboard UI, I have visualizations that provide a comprehensive view into the end-to-end lifecycle of these orchestrations, along with how long each activity had took to be scheduled and completed. So here you can see, if I zoom in just a little bit, I have the end-to-end execution of my orchestration and how long that took. And then I have each individual activity and how long that took. And so if I had seen an activity that took, a significant amount of time, I might know that that activity might need some further investigation if that caught me by surprise and some further debugging. I also have this similar data presented in a different visualization form. This is a sequence chart where I can see, execution started, each individual task was scheduled, how long it took to complete, the next one was scheduled to complete, so on and so forth. Cool. So that's the debugging and management dashboard for the durable task scheduler. I hope this is valuable to you in your scenarios. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, our team is extremely excited for you to be participating in the Durable Task Scheduler private preview. Your feedback is super valuable based on your experiences using this feature, whether it's through these quick starts and samples that we've provided in the repo or on your own applications. Your feedback can and will directly influence the future direction of the DTS feature. If you have any questions or even just general comments, please feel free to reach out to myself or anyone else on the Durable Task Scheduler team. We look forward to partnering. Thank you.